Now what I want to do is the distressors. And I want to do the distressors in British mode, which is the elusive British mode. Back to my patch base and remove the send and go to the distressors, which are here, and then do the inputs here. So distressor ins from the outputs of my audio card, and the output of the distressors go into the audio card again. And here are the two distressors. The way I want to set my distressors is I want to go 6 to 1. I want to go distortion 2. Stereo image link, I will disable it. And British mode on. Now we send a test generator for an initial -20 just to be safe. And I want to see what comes back into it from a -24 return at 0. So I'm getting -28.2 and -29.1. So if I'm sending -24, I'm getting no compression now. And I could say, well, I need to go maybe a little bit, well, this is at 7, this is at 7.5. So that makes sense that this is lower. All right, now they're the same. So what I want to make sure is that when I send 3 dBs, I get 4 dBs of compression. So here we go. And now I have them. -16 reads about 3 and 4. So these things are not set exactly the same. And now they're reading 4. So when I'm sending -16, I have 4 dBs of compression. I need to go a little bit lower here. So these are now -19, all of them, which is good. I'm thinking this will be still kind of loud. So I'm going to go -6 and I'm going to turn these off. The test generator needs to be off and I'm going to print it. Again, this is not to do the distressor as a compressor model. This is to do a distressor set that exact specific way as a full signal chain, because the 6 to 1 British mode is super elusive and it's a completely weird thing. So that's how you do it. So it's done. We're gonna rename these. So we go complete signal chain, import, and now I want my distressor. 7.5 dBs of headroom, that's okay. Tracing levels are good. Proceed. All right, tracing complete. Probably initially I will keep it as it is. We should test this. So I'm gonna go -12 and I'm gonna start cranking up the send into the distressors. And that's the weird thing about the distressors themselves. Look what is happening. I'm at 0 dBs. Now you see it's going nuts, right? And it's compressing this signal, and it's kind of doing an all buttons in a limiter mode though. It's kind of a little bit cleaner than that. How would it sound without and with? Bit louder, let's do -15. So without, with. The snare is getting tucked in. The rest is kind of there. So I see why sometimes you like this. I don't particularly like the British mode on the distressor, but I guarantee you it has never been done quite right. So I have low expectations here. So let's hear how the snare changes. The first snare hit without. It's just a repositioning of the kit. It's just easier to mix for sure. So how about the hardware? Let's go tracer presets, because we didn't do it as a compressor. We did it as a complete chain. And I'm gonna remove some of the stuff and I'm gonna lower the output because I'm not sure where we'll end up. Let's try this. It's not compressing anything. If I look at the hardware, I should get easy 10 dBs on the main groove snare hits. So I need to kind of address that, otherwise I will not have that sound. So let me try and save A. Let me go dynamics and lower the threshold. So I need to link at 0, and this is sounding different already. Well, actually not that much. Hold on. Not too bad. Hear how effortless this is in comparison. So let me try with the color thing that we also captured. All right, so this is different. What is happening here is that unfortunately what I need is there is a ton of compression on the hardware. But it's so fast and it's an all buttons in that I'm not quite getting these. So how could we work it out to make it better? Probably, let me try. I don't know. Let's do things. Sounds nice, but it's not as clean as a Distressor. I could argue with somebody that the Distressor in British mode, the hardware is not sounding any interesting at all. And again, only in the context of a mix would you understand why somebody would do it. But the STL now sounding like this. Which sounds good, but it's exactly not what we wanted. Everything reacts fine. It's just, it's not doing this. I'm thinking. Let me see where we could go. -20? Maybe. Let me try fastest attacks and releases. And gain and no sidechain initially. Not too bad. It's almost not a 20, but let me do 100 sidechain just to fake it. The readings on the gain reduction are now fine. So what about faster attack? Slower attack? Hi, it's kind of hard, eh? I think the knee still has to be super strong. See, it's almost as if we had lower like a higher threshold that kicks in onto less of a signal. Okay, hold on. Okay. Man, I'm spot on with the intuitions, eh? It looks like, I don't know. This was luck, probably. Where can I quote what I had? Okay, so I know it's all buttons in. I know it's kind of crazy and super fast, almost limiter-like in and out. I see it on the hardware. So I went super fast attack and super fast release. However, the fast attack was like really fast. And between 4.5 and 6, it kind of sounds legit. The ratio, I didn't know where to go. So I put a -20, which is kind of a 20 all buttons in has this weird, the maximum ratio will be in effect, but it will get blasted in a different way. So I went for -20 because usually if you want to do it with 2 buttons, you would go 4 and 20. But the 20 has to be pushed anyway, or you do all the buttons in. But you can do 2, just do the extreme ones. It's usually pretty much the same thing. It was still compressing too much of the kick for my comfort. So I kind of sidechained it around 100. And this, I mean, this could be saved. Huh? I will save it like this because it has that thing. So just the first bar and software. It's good. I think it could work. Let me try and color things just for. See how kind of like a gentleman that is, not too strong. Let me try tape, although this doesn't really, but this could be this 2 and this could be this 3. Nice, the hardware now is behind. Hear how snappy we are now, right? But that we're adding stuff, we're cheating, sort of. We could save this. This could be my Distressor pair in British mode, which is really cool. I hope this was helpful and shows that I've made mistakes that I hope I have, that you forgave me, but but I hope that also this showed that it's a learning process. Now, this is kind of my new de facto standard. That's how I've been doing things, redoing the STL compressor that you will find on my Patreon. And I've also done now the Distressor that you will find, and the Distressor in British mode that you will find as well, the 1073 and 512 preamps. Super happy about it. I will test them, but I know the preamps, I've done them already and saved them. It will work. Do the 96 kilohertz, 24-bit, prepare your own template, keep it there, and drag stuff so that if you have different hardware or friends come by with hardware units, because we got friends that bring us hardware units all the time, right? And mastering EQs, mastering compressors, marshmallows, steak, that kind of stuff. Remember, you can use this session. Just don't forget to put the steak on the barbecue, not their mastering EQ. Thank you very much. Ciao. I would like to spend 2 words on why this video is possible. It happens because of my patrons. I have a Patreon in which I teach songwriting, scoring for video games and writing soundtracks, being creative, exploring hardware synthesizers, analog outboard, virtual instruments, sample libraries, mixing and mastering. We talk about recording. There's a lot of cool people in there. Check my Patreon out if you would like to support me. It really means a lot to me, and it makes these videos and the future ones possible. So thank you very much.